Thanks for joining us on our first ever virtual back to school night. My name is Lola Bauman, and I'm happy to be teaching your students Spanish 1 this year. This is my 18th year teaching Spanish at Overland, and every year I try to teach at least one Spanish 1 class. It's my favorite level. Personally, I started learning Spanish when I was in high school, and then I had the opportunity to study more in college. I've lived in Ecuador and in Spain where I've gotten to use the language more and learn more. And I just think it's exciting for your students because you never know where this might take them. I'd like to show you a few important things about our course that you can find on Schoology. First of all, this folder here that says course information has the syllabus where you can find my contact information as well as a lot of information about the class. I'll be highlighting some of it in this video, but you can see more details there. I'd like to show you how your student is kind of set up for the week on Schoology. I will be organizing their work in folders by the week. So for example, if we look at this week, they'll have, and this is true of every week, a review on Monday, a folder for their in-person class, and a folder for their remote, their individual lesson that they do on their own. As far as this in-person class folder goes, if a student is in class, taking notes, paying attention, they may never need to look at this folder. This is a folder in case someone's absent. They can just go there, get their makeup work, turn it in within a week. Or if your student's at home and maybe their notes aren't complete, or they're missing their notes, or they're confused about what vocab to use, these folders for each week will have all our notes, all the vocab for the class. As far as the remote lesson folder goes, it is a lesson that they will do after their in-person class, and everything they complete for class will be due when they come to their next in-person class. They may turn in actual pieces of paper in class, or if they'd prefer, your student can email me any assignments they'd like as well. So if they're working on something and they want to take a picture of their work and send it to me, that's fine. They can make a Word doc, they can scan their assignment, whatever. Your student does not need to use a printer. If that's easier, that's great, but they don't have to print or scan anything. If they're ever working on an assignment that's, on some kind of worksheet and they just email me the answers, that's fine. I just want to see their work by the due date. If their work does come in late, they can receive half credit for it up to 2 weeks after the due date. So how a typical week in the class will work is do a quick review on Monday. They have their 95-minute in-person class. They have their remote lesson, which takes around 95 minutes, and then 2 hours of studying every week is their homework. It's important when you're learning a new language to review daily. So short bursts of daily review is a lot better than cramming it in all at once. And the notes and vocab for the class are really the basis. It's how your student is going to learn. If they know those words, they'll do well in class. Everything we do in class is based around their vocab. So if they're using the words and the concepts from class for their assignments, they're going to be fine. If they're looking stuff up in the translator, they're going to get low grades. I don't want students to be using anything other than what we're working on in class. That's all I would expect from them. They don't have to do any kind of additional research or study. Just use the words from class. So when they're studying their vocab, I think it's a good idea that they write the words, that they quiz themselves, make flashcards, and we have a website called Quizlet that helps them study. So those are some good resources. And I tell my students that they know the word when they can look at it in English and write it in Spanish from memory. So that's a good test of how their vocab studying is going. If we are to go completely remote, I will probably have a similar setup on my Schoology. I might post 2 assignments a week, one in the beginning, one in the middle, and I will certainly follow, whatever format the school district or Overland decides to follow for that. And I appreciate your time. Thanks for attending, and thanks for sending your students to be with us. It's been a good start to the year, strange, but good. And so I'd like to welcome you all to fill in a Google form if you have any questions. If you don't have questions and your contact information is up to date in Schoology, you don't need to, but if you'd like to, you can click on the link for the Google form and let me know a little more. Thanks. Have a good night.